And welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. The aforementioned Brian Howard joins us. Brian, Executive Director, Oneida County History Center at 1608 Genesee Street. And the last time I saw you, Brian, was at Hartshill Inn.
Yes.
For the Living Legends Dinner. Big success.
Yeah, we had almost 200 people for the Living Legends and Hall of Fame induction. That was a couple weeks back, and it's one of our biggest annual fundraisers, but more importantly, it's our way of recognizing people in the community that are doing great things and contributing to our story, which will be our history.
You correct me if I'm wrong, it's the second biggest fundraiser of the year for the History Center, and the first being the telethon that we do right here, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Is that going to be on, I should know that because I help with it. Is that still going to be on this coming year?
We're sure planning on it.
Yeah.
We had a great year last year, and the crew up at UTR here was just fantastic. And we've been doing it for 13, 14, 15 years, something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing it as long as we
figure
have a
out
partnership.
figure out how many years before we do it,
Yeah.
because I want to know, because I've done it every year.
I think so.
I should have known how many years.
Yeah.
What month about will that be? Springtime?
It's either going to be late March or early April, just depending on our schedules.
Okay.
So.
Speaking of schedules, big schedule at the Oneida County History Center. You got a lot of stuff coming up. You've got something to do with breweries, yes?
Yeah. Dan Shumway, who's a local author, and he's put two books out that we carry in our bookstore, Utica Beer and Central New York Beer. So Dan is really the authority when it comes to the brewing history in this region, and he'll be at the History Center on October 19th to talk about exactly that.
What time will that be, Brian?
All of our programs this fall are going to be at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So if we have a program during the week, and we usually do 2 to 3 a month, you can look for them Saturdays at 1.
Okay. And you're also going to do something as befits the season about witches and witchcraft?
Yeah, there's a couple coming in on October 26th to talk about Wicca and Witchcraft, and they are tying it to local stories of witchcraft in our region. So it's a little unusual for us, a bit of a departure, but entirely in keeping with the season. And our community outreach coordinator, Rebecca, put it on Facebook, and it's garnered several hundred people who are interested in coming.
Oh, so I'm not surprised,
we're expecting a big crowd.
Yeah. You got a big crowd too, Brian, for, I was there for the Loomis Gang. That was a big crowd.
Yeah.
And then more recently, I'm trying to think, what was the program that I was at that also got a big crowd?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, you were there, and I'm trying to think of what it was. Frank Tomeno got a big crowd.
Yeah. It's been really encouraging over the last couple of years that our social media has brought in new audiences, and I've been there a long time, and I've seen our average programming attendance go from the years where we would have, if we had 30 people, that was a good program. And now if we get 40 or 50 people, that's pretty much average, and we've had over 100 several times.
Yeah, I remember one program, I'm not going to mention what the program was, it wasn't me, but one person showed up.
Yeah.
And so it's been a steady increase, and it's, I don't know, do you think it's because people are more interested in history, or is it because of the diversity of programs that are being presented?
Well, I don't know if interest in history has increased so much as has the opportunity for us to get the word out about what's going on. I think a lot of people are interested in history, whether they consciously recognize it or not. And just the fact that we're able to get out onto Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, local television, magazines in the area to advertise what we have going on, it makes a difference. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, I saw your program coming out in the paper or in Mohawk Valley Living here."
And you brought some Mohawk Valley Living magazines with you, and big content in every issue. From the History Center.
And what a great partnership that we've had with them over the years. We have an opportunity to talk about aspects of local history and to get it out to tens of thousands of people throughout the region who, again, might not recognize or feel that they have an interest in history until they pick up that magazine and start reading. And that's what brings them down to 1608 Genesee Street.
And a lot of it, Brian, I think is that attracts people is more recent history, things that they can relate to.
Certainly.
And you know, you see that with Frank Tomeno's programs. He talks about, as he does when he comes on here, he talks about the old movie theaters, and he talks about things from the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s.
Yeah. Well, when you can make that personal tie to history, it makes it all the more meaningful. And that's why we have these popular programs. And now we're getting into, you know, history of the 70s and 80s as well. You know, people want to be able to relate to our region's story, to our nation's story, and that's where we've tried to steer our programming. And you know, things like the Hall of Fame and Living Legends program, that goes right hand in hand with our interest in making sure people know that history isn't something that happened, you know, exclusively 100+ years ago. It's happening every day.
And I remember, Brian, when I did a program on the 60s, the 1960s, but we got a good crowd for that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, and I think we're, you know, that's encouraging. I think we'll see that continue. And as long as we have these avenues to advertise our programs and our value to the region, I expect that we'll have good turnout.
You're going to go up to Sangertown again this year for the Christmas season?
Yeah, we sure are. We'll be there for the weekend after Thanksgiving, Black Friday weekend, and then December 14th through the 22nd. This is our satellite bookstore that we run at the Sangertown Mall. We've been doing it for 9 or 10 years now, which is incredible to me.
Yeah, I know.
It's our opportunity to get out there and to make people realize that we're not just, you know, history doesn't just reside at 1608 Genesee Street. If they want to take something with them to give as a gift, we've got plenty to offer, and we'll be there for that time.
And one of the things they can take with them, I see you've got 2 new additions to the Crossword Puzzles. This is Sylvan
Jigsaw.
Beach.
Yeah, actually, those are
What
two.
I say, crossword
Jigsaw
puzzles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are actually 2 of the 4 new puzzles that we have: the Sylvan Beach Slide and the Stanley Theater. We also have the Olbiston Apartments and the Boston Store. They are all taken from images in the History Center's postcard collection, and they, again, provide that opportunity for somebody to take a piece of local history home with them, or to give it as a gift, or to otherwise indulge their
Off the
interest.
top of your head, Brian, do you know which one? I'm going to make a guess, but off the top of your head, do you know which jigsaw puzzle has been the bestseller?
Well, we've had 8 previous jigsaw puzzles out for a couple years now, and the bestseller among them is a shot of the busy corner in downtown Utica that shows Dawes Drugstore, and the Boston Store a bit off in the distance, but that's been big. The puzzle with Kewpies.
That was going to be my guess, was Kewpies.
Yeah, is another was another one of our top sellers.
Are all these in stock?
They are.
Okay.
Yes.
And in addition to those puzzles, a lot of books come up there to Sangertown.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have over 250 titles that we carry in our bookstore, and we bring some of the best-selling, most popular titles up there. As you know, the bookstore at Sangertown is staffed all by volunteers and History Center staff. And it's a great opportunity for us not only to sell books and gain revenue for the History Center, but also to spread our word out there about the importance of local history.
Excuse me. If I like to say, Brian, if the United County History Center didn't do it, preserve history and promote history for United County, who would?
Yeah. Well, we are the central gathering point for this topic. And while we do have our place at 1608 Genesee Street, I want to make sure that people know that they are every bit as much invested in our history as are we.
And quickly, Brian, the website is?
It's oneidacountyhistory.org, and you can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah, all that stuff that's generating a lot of interest these days.
Sure is.
Thanks for coming by, Brian.
Thanks.
That's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week. Speaking of websites, don't forget cnyhomepage.com. There's lots of good stuff there, too. Until next time, take care of yourself, everybody.